She never kissed me like that.
Why don't you just shut up? I'm telling you we've had enough of you and all your...
Today we're going to be watching The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. And I'm super excited to talk about it, so let's get into it.
All that blood shed, crimson clover, sweet.
So, as a quick refresher, Katniss was almost strangled in the last movie, and she's now recovering, and Peeta is, like, not doing well.
I saw Peeta.
What did you think?
Something selfish.
Oh, of course you were. I mean, you always do. Also, when she's like,
But you don't have to be jealous of him anymore.
it really grinds my gears. Like, excuse you. She gets under my skin a bit in this film, I have to admit.
You scare people so they flee in this direction to what they think is a safe haven and help the wounded then.
A second bomb. I guess there are no rules anymore.
Oh, don't worry. Most great ideas seem terrifying at first.
This is really where we see the reality of, like, Gale's morals. Like, a bomb to deliberately kill non-combatants and medics. Like, two wrongs do not a right make, Gale.
Time to do some sketchy shit.
And BD too. He's not getting off the hook either. Anyway, so Coin is planning to destroy this munitions storehouse. There's like all these civilians who may get caught in the crossfire, so they leave this route open so the civilians of District 2 can escape like this giant explosion avalanche thing that they're gonna cause.
Tonight, turn your weapons to snow.
He's like, getting captured isn't in my plans.
Boom, baby!
Going out with a blaze of glory. And she's like, would you mind leaving me out of it? I didn't exactly wake up this morning and say, I really want to get shot today. So she meets Joanna, and now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember if I mentioned her before, but she was in Catching Fire. She was another victor. Anywho, so Haymitch forces Katniss to go see Peeta because she's like,
No way, Jose!
and things go badly, although there's some improvement. Like, he's relatively calm this time around. I mean, hey, we're all for baby steps here. Slow and steady wins the race, you know? So then Annie and Finnick have their wedding. I love how Effie got her glamorous outfits back, and also how she's the only one who dresses up for Finnick's wedding, except for Finnick and Annie, of course. It's like, you guys are all a bunch of squares.
I'm going to kill Snow.
She's like, go at it. In fact, I will help you in your insubordination because I am that cool.
This isn't just adolescent, it's insubordination. Whatever she's doing, we conceived it. I want everyone to know whatever game she's playing it for us.
Well, somebody is getting a little bit unnerved. Perhaps a little too much. Getting a little too worried about opposition, are we? But instead of bringing her back, Coin decides to turn it into a whole, like, publicity stunt and sends the rest of her team, like Katniss's team, along with Finnick, in order to shoot, like, more propos, or so she says. Since the capital is, like, booby-trapped and stuff, the leader, Boggs, has this, like, hologram machine thing that has, like, all the traps show up on it. They can use that and they can walk around safely. Okay. Now we know that Coin is deliberately trying to murder Katniss. Also, guys, like, no! Threat sighted. Terminate. Finnick being so awesome in this scene, as usual.
Okay, stop. Hold up. Everyone relax.
I say, let's sit down.
I say we schedule an around-the-clock watch on him.
Give me a watch.
And if it really came down to it, you think you could shoot him?
I wouldn't be shooting Peeta. Be killing a capital mutt.
Excuse me?
I am so freaking mad at her, like, right in front of him. I'm sure that will help convince him that you're not a threat. Like, shut-ish. Did Captain America give up when all hope was gone? Did he throw Bucky off the building? Plane? Massive blowy-uppy thing of devastation when he could have? No, I say. Through thick and thin. Anyway, the point is, I was right. Coin is evil. That is the point.
You're trying to decide whether or not you should kill me.
That's not what I'm doing.
Saw it with my own eyes.
In the first games, I thought you were trying to help the careers kill me. After that, I always saw you as an ally.
Mutt? And now ally? Yeah, I'll add that to the list of words I use to try to figure you out.
Finnick's just like, okay, kids, it's too early for this. In fact, overall, I love how Finnick is just kind of like taking Peeta under his wing and doing what he can to help him. Like, applause, please. Applause.
Applause, applause, applause.
Honestly, he's so chaotic. Like, there's like machine guns shooting all over the place, and he's having the time of his life over here. While Peeta's having like a emotional breakdown. He's just like, machine guns! Yay! We all have to channel some Finnick energy.
What did you just do?
Katniss, don't trust them. Kill Peeta if you have to. Do what you came to do.
So, since Boggs apparently caught wind of Katniss's go to the Capitol and kill Snow plan, he sets her as the new leader of the group. I can't be the only one wondering what that is. Like, what is that?
Maybe, someone spilled their drink?
Peeta be yeeting people around being a menace, which is a sentence I never thought I'd say, but here we are. Unfortunately, some teammates were wounded, so they have to stay in the tar building, and the others go, like, across the street. Wouldn't you want to go? Okay, never mind. So now the Capitol has been alerted to their presence, and they send a squad to dispose of them. Jeez. I mean, I guess it is effective, so... They decide to sit tight. The squad, that is. And Peeta's in the middle of an existential crisis.
The next move is to kill me. I'm not in control. I need a nightlock pill, so I can die when I need to.
If it gets to that point, I'll kill you myself.
Your participation is as irritating as a potted cactus in a monkey's pajamas.
I don't think you're the best person to be saying that. I mean, really. He would come up with any excuse. Like, honestly.
A poor, unstable girl with nothing but a small talent with a bow and arrow is dead. Simply a face plucked from the masses.
Your president, in which she attempted to defame a brave young woman. A face picked from the masses, he called her.
Plucked.
Snow getting triggered again. So funny, he's like, uncouth cretin. So now that they have an edge, they go like underground, but then they get discovered again. So then they go deeper underground. They're kind of like in the sewers now.
When they used the venom on me, they would show me pictures of my life. At first, they all blurred together, but now I can sort them out a little. You're still trying to protect me, real or not real.
Real. That's what you and I do. Keep each other alive.
Don't you have something else to do?
Gale eavesdropping, like, what? And then suddenly turns to a horror movie, and Tattoo Woman is just like going crazy with that machine gun. And wait a minute, it's the secretary from Captain America. Why did it take me this long to recognize her? That is so weird that there has been 3 separate actors who all worked on another film together. It's like there was Stanley Tucci, there was a weird wig guy from the first one who was with Stanley Tucci, and now her. Like, jeez. Anyway. You can't just do that. It's illegal. I knew it would come to this. He shouldn't have been here anyway. He just got married. Like, jeez.
Peeta, come on! Peeta, we have to keep going. We have to keep going. Yes, you can. Look at me. Look at me. Stay with me.
Always.
Also, as a side note, that is a great callback. So, the secretary woman, or the tattoo woman I should say, knows this woman who is sympathetic to the Whoopiers, and she hides them in her basement. Oh yeah, so then we get some more Gale whining, and Peeta being a psychiatrist.
She can't lose you. She really loves you.
Like, give Peeta a notepad and a pencil, and it would just completely finish the scene. It looks like he's like, yes, tell me about your childhood.
The way she kissed you in the quarter quell. She never kissed me like that.
I think this might have supposed to been Gale's redemption of being so possessive or something, but like it just comes off as really ball baby-ish, for lack of a better word. I don't think it's supposed to be taken quite as I took it, but like I still take it that way. It just sounds so whiny. It's like, stop being a ball baby.
Head straight north. There's gonna be thousands of refugees. Just get into that stream and don't look up. We got 1 shot.
Let's make it count.
Let's go.
You should at least add a mustache and sunglasses. Perfect. Nobody would ever recognize them now.
And try to act inconspicuous.
The rebels attack as Katniss and Gale are trying to get inside Snow's mansion, and those bombs that Gale designed are dropped by Coin, and Prim gets blown sky high. And Katniss gets injured in like the most poetic way possible. The girl on fire literally gets caught on fire. So after recovering, Katniss meets with Snow.
You released those parachutes.
But I'm not wasteful. I must concede it was a masterful move on Coin's part.
I don't believe you.
I thought we'd agreed never to lie to each other.
This scene really encompasses Snow's character so well. On one hand, he's this mass murdering tyrant, but he has this somewhat grandfatherly facade where he's so gentlemanly and posh. It's a really interesting contrast, which makes him fascinating to watch.
The bomb, is it ours? The trap. Goodbye, Gale.
Ta-ta! All right!
It's about time. I have been waiting 3 movies for this very, very moment.
I have an announcement. I have taken the burden of declaring myself interim president of Panem.
Interim? Exactly how long is that interim?
Haymitch has apparently converted to teetotalerism. However, fortunately, he still has his sense of humor.
I have called you here for a far more important vote. We hold a symbolic Hunger Games.
And where exactly was Chris Pine during all of this? Was he just sitting back like...
You're absolutely right, Mrs. President.
Sneaky thing, she just went behind his back, because he would certainly not condone this.
No, obviously not. This is crazy.
I say yes.
So do I.
I vote no.
No.
It's down to Katniss and Haymitch. Yes, for Prim.
I'm with the Mockingjay.
Well, Katniss is definitely up to something, and Haymitch definitely knows it, which I feel is hinted at because Haymitch says, I'm with the Mockingjay, not I vote yes. Which I think is his way of telling Katniss that he knows she has a plan and he's going to support it.
Mockingjay, may your aim be as true as your heart.
So Katniss kills the wannabe President Snow replacement Coin and is outlawed to stay by herself in District 12 with the cat and Haymitch. Anyway, so Peeta eventually comes back to 12 in like the most Peeta-y way imaginable.
Hey, I came home. I found these, over by the edge of the forest. It's primrose.
And that is the exact moment that Peeta is officially back. I think this is the perfect ending to the saga. It has this bittersweet feel which really brings closure, and I feel like we've just come like so far in a journey with these characters. I know there are a lot of people who didn't like that the final movie was split into 2, even though the book I think was 1. But I didn't mind. I mean, I didn't read the book, so maybe, I mean, that's obviously a different perspective. But I didn't mind there being 2 movies, especially because there's a lot of time that passes, and I feel like it would have felt rushed, especially the whole brainwashing bit. It really would have been jarring to have like 1 2-hour movie. And Peeta goes from normal to like completely crazy to then mostly normal again in such a short time frame. If I was going to rank all 4 films, I would definitely say number 1 is Catching Fire, number 2 is The Hunger Games, number 3 would be Mockingjay Part 2, and number 4 would be Mockingjay Part 1. Another thing that I noticed is that while it is super fun to complain about Gale, the whole choice thing between Peeta and Gale represents something a lot deeper than just who should Katniss end up with. I think it actually works as like a really good parallel, an analogy for Katniss's life in general, where Katniss ultimately chooses like the better side of herself and decides to move on and rebuild. I actually have a ton to say about this, and there are way more reasons why the choice between Gale and Peeta is so important, but I feel like it would be too long to put into like a movie review. It's more of like a whole thing, and it wouldn't really fit here, so I'll just make an extra video talking about it so I can go into detail about what I mean, because I really like talking about it. So, you know, anyway, I thought this was a really good end to an awesome series. It's really a perfect series, even though like the first 2 movies are definitely the best ones. It's one of the most like it feels so cohesive, but it works really well as a series. It's one of the best series I've seen as like a whole. I'm really glad I watched these movies. I had a lot of fun watching and talking about them. So I hope you had fun watching and listening to me go on about my opinions and rant against Gale. I mean, half of these videos have just been Gale rants. But anyway, maybe they were mildly entertaining anyway. So those are my thoughts on the movie, and let me just see if Wizard is willing to speak. Hey Wizard, are you going to grace us with your intellectual opinion? He's still pouting, he's still mad at me. Comment what you think about the series, maybe put down which movies you like the best. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.